This is Gray Eagle Sim Pilot. I'm a real world A320 airline pilot for a major airline here in the US. I'm here to bring my passion of aviation and flight simming out to you guys. How is everyone doing out there tonight? As you can see, we're going to be doing the Allegiant flight out of Springfield, going all the way down to St. Petersburg, Florida tonight. Hi Nathan, how you doing out there, bud? Let me know if I need to bring up the volume a little bit. Let me know if I need to bring it up. Is the mic okay right now? Is the mic okay? Just let me know. So as you can see, we're going to be in the FENIX Airbus A320 tonight. And let me just go ahead and update our departure and arrival here. We're going to be taking off from Springfield SGF. We're going to be going to St. Petersburg, Florida, KPIE. There we go. That should be updated for you guys up on top there. And we're going to be in the beautiful FENIX A320 Airbus in the Allegiant livery. We're going to be rocking the Allegiant livery tonight. And the scenery we'll be using tonight is a freeware scenery from FlightSim.to. Not a bad freeware scenery if anyone out there doesn't mind, doesn't like paying for your scenery out there. This is actually overall a pretty good scenery for the price of free 99. Looks pretty accurate. Um, and most importantly, it's good on the frames. Isn't gonna like bring your system down to a crawl. And most of that has to do with it doesn't really have the interior modeled like some other scenery designers do, so that kind of helps you out on the frames right there. So, we're parked here, uh, Springfield, Missouri. Let's hop into the flight deck and get to work. I'll be trying to go over real world Airbus procedures as I would do it every day on the line. So, with that said, let's get to it. So, hopping into the flight deck. First of all, I like to open up the flight deck door there and get it set up as if we just entered the aircraft there. So as you can see, we are in what we call a cold and dark cockpit. So nothing's on, no electrical power established on the aircraft yet. Um, and so we call that cold and dark. The iPad over here is run out of power since there's no power on the aircraft. So let's go ahead and get that corrected right now. We'll turn on battery 1, then we'll turn on battery 2, and then we'll get the external power going right away. Now, while the aircraft is booting up, uh, we'll wait for it to go through its little self-test here. In the meantime, we can check other things around the cockpit, such as the emergency equipment. So the emergency equipment, we have life vests on the back of each pilot's seat. We want to make sure the emergency escape rope is up and tucked away. They have it visible here. Most of the time in the real world, you can't really see the escape rope up there. So this little slot right there is actually a little handle for you to pull the whole panel off. So what you do is you just stick your hand up in there, feel for the rope, make sure it's tucked away in there. Come across the top panel, make sure all of our circuit breakers are in as we move over to the FO side, and make sure we check all of the escape rope again. Moving back down to the fire extinguisher, we want to make sure that the fire extinguisher is secured in place and the needle's in the green. If you look right now, it actually looks like it's in the red, so that needs to be serviced. And then from there, we'll move along to the jump seaters life vests. Theirs are underneath their seats right here and right there. And then the gear pins, depending on which airplane you're in, we can store them in a few different places, either right beside that jump seat or in our little coat closet here. And then lastly, we're going to come up and we're going to check our rain repellent. It's on the green. It's serviceable. Alrighty. So now that our aircraft has done a self-check, we're going to go ahead and start setting up our flight deck for our flight tonight. Tonight we're going to be doing Allegiant Flight 3318. That's going to be our flight tonight from Springfield to St. Pete. Going to go into SimBrief real quick. Generate a flight plan. There we go. Flight plan has been generated. So I've got that started already over here. So once we sit down, what we're going to do is we're going to start from our overhead panel and work our way completely down each panel from the top to the bottom. And we're going to make sure each switch is in the right position. Now, depending on when you get the aircraft, if it's in the middle of the day, then the switches are probably already in the right position. But if you get it out of maintenance or the first flight of the day, then your switches could be however the last crew kind of left them. So, first thing first, we'll turn on our IRSs. This help the aircraft know where it is on the face of the Earth, and it keeps track of all the motion of the airplane, so that it always knows where it is on the face of the planet there. We keep the captain purser evac switch in the captain position. Moving on down to emergency electrical panel here. We want to make sure everything is guarded. All the lights are out. The GPWS, everything should be lights out. Terrain fault is normal because we just started aligning the IRSs there. So the CVR, we want to turn on ground control, and then we're going to do a CVR test. Should hear a slight tone there. That means the CVR checked okay. We're going to turn the crew oxygen supply on, so all the lights are extinguished and all the red guarded switches are guarded. Coming back up top to our middle panel here, we're going to do a quick fire test. So we're going to be looking for the fire to illuminate, both squibs to arm. We're looking for the master caution, master warning, the CRC, which is the repetitive chime you hear. And then the ECAM should show the ECAM actions and the engine page there. And then lastly, you're looking for the fire indication down here on the center pedestal. We'll do that again for the APU. So we're looking for the same indications. It only has one bottle to fire. And then lastly, we'll do it for the number 2 engine there. So all of those check out. Okay. For the hydraulic panel, we want to make sure everything is in the auto lights off position. The fuel panel off for all the fuel pumps is normal, and then the auto transfer should be in the auto position there. So coming down to the battery, we're going to test the batteries real quick. We'll turn them off. Come down to electrical page. We're going to check to make sure that the batteries are charging as needed. We're looking for less than 60 amps in about 10 seconds afterwards after we turn them back on. As you can see, the number 1 I think was drained while we were sitting here on the ground, so it's currently taking a charge. So we'll come back and test that before we actually push off the gate. We'll let the GPU do a little charging there. Here's our air conditioning panel. So you see I'm moving the knobs here. I'm just cooling it off a little bit in the back. It's really doing nothing right now since I don't have any bleed air going through the airplane. But I'm just presetting those switches right now so I don't have to think about it later. So everything should be in the lights out position. We don't have bleed air, so the packs are not on. That's why we have the fault light. Down on the bottom panel here, everything should be extinguished on this top row. We want to be in auto for our cabin pressurization panel here. Strobe lights go into auto. Nav lights go into 1 or 2, depending on your carrier. You might do A day, B day, even day, odd day. Um, it's really up to your company's SOPs. We'll turn the no smoking sign on, and we'll arm the emergency exit lights there. Coming up to our last panel, we want to make sure that the observer's audio panel has the PA switch selected and turned all about 3/4 of the way full. That way, the CVR is picking up any of the announcements that the flight attendants are making. We'll come down to the flight control panel. All of these lights should be extinguished. The cargo heat, all the lights extinguished. We'll move this to a neutral position. Cargo smoke, all the lights are extinguished. The ventilation, lights extinguished. Our engine panel here, guarded switches are guarded, lights are extinguished. We'll come down to our center, to the mode control panel here. We'll work our way from left to right. All the lights are extinguished. I'm going to set this on up to 10 miles with the constraints on. I'm going to hit the B key so we can get the altimeter setter. Nope, it wants to go into standard. Alrighty then. Let's see, what is the local altimeter here in Springfield? Local altimeter is 2955. So we'll go ahead and set 2955 there, and that translates to 1001 on the hectopascals. Alrighty. So that is set up and ready to go there. We'll move our way across. We want our flight directors to be on, constraints to be on. We want to be in arc mode for now with with a 10-mile ring. In the center here, we want to see speed and heading, vertical speed. We should be showing numbers because nothing's aligned yet. And then we want to be in, yeah, vertical speed and flight path. Vertical speed on the right-hand side. No altitude yet. We don't have a clearance, so I'll go ahead and leave that where it is. We'll do the same thing on the first officer side. We're going to mirror everything we did on the captain side. Then we're going to come down here to the instrument panel here. Going to work our way. We want to make sure all the screen's brightnesses are turned up. You can turn the loudspeaker however you want to. I kind of just leave it where it is. As far as the screens, we want to make sure they're in the right place. The left screen is your PFD. It has all your critical information like airspeed, altitude, vertical speed, and the pitch and roll of the aircraft. The second screen, the most center screen, is your navigation display. That one shows you all of your flight plan information and kind of gives you like a top-down view of where you are and where you're headed. Then we have our standby instruments, just in case we ever need them. This airplane has a lot of redundant systems, so highly doubt we'll ever need them. We'll go ahead and get the standby attitude stabilized. Our upper and lower ECAMs, we want to make sure they're in the correct orientation. It's really hard to get these back in the correct orientation if, let's say, the upper ECAM is showing on the lower screen. There's something wrong with the computers down below that's forcing them to show that way. Over here on our landing gear, we got down through green brake fans are off, auto brakes are off, anti-skid is on. Check the date real quick. Yep, that is the correct date. Um, so we'll put that back to the GPS time there. Uh, and the gear should be down with no red light there. Same thing on the FO side. So we have our navigation display, our primary flight display, and we want to make sure everything is turned all the way up. We'll move all the way down to our center pedestal here on the captain's side. We have my MCDU, make sure it's on and working. My radio management panel, make sure that's on and working. My audio control panel, we want to make sure that's on and working. Lights, choose to do whatever you want with the lights. It's kind of bright out, so we'll just leave it about halfway. The radar panel, PWS is off, radar is off, and everything else should be in an auto. We'll move to the center side of the panel here. We want to recall any messages here on the upper ECAM. So hit the press and hold the recall button. You get the normal, and then we're going to hit clear to make sure the clear button works. Let's see. We want to make sure our trim wheel is at 0. Thrust levers are at idle, and the engine master switches are off. The engine mode switches are normal. Not really displaying anything on the rudder trim. That's good. And our gravity gear extension is in the stowed position. Lastly, the FO side, we're going to do the same thing. MCDU, the radio management panel, the audio control panel. I'm going to turn the interphone off. That really has no use in the flight sim world. And then lastly, the transponder here. I'm going to put this in auto on, and we'll do all, and it's in standby. So, with that said, let me go over here real quick. Let me follow our flight plan on the VATSIM network. And how's the volume? Can you hear this? The sim volume too loud? Can you hear the sim volume at all? There we go. We are filed. Got the auto ATC. Let's see. We're going to be squawking 2530, so I can go ahead and put that into our transponder at this time too. 530. There we go. All right. Now let's go and program this airplane, get everything kind of set up and ready to go for the flight. So we'll go over to the make do and hit the init button, and then from there we got init request. We'll go ahead and hit that button, wait for the airplane to contact the company's computer system, give it a little bit of time to uplink everything there. All right, so a little bit more information to fill in here. Today we're going to be Allegiant AAY, flight 3318. Let's see, our cost index for today. All right, some volume considerably higher than the speaking volume. I will adjust accordingly. Hopefully not too, hopefully not too much louder. There we go. Let me know how that is. I boosted my mic a little bit, turned the audio for the sim down a little bit. Alrighty. Our cost index is going to be 21, and we're going to be cruising along at an altitude of 37,000 feet. Alright, so we got that all done. Our ground temperature outside currently is 20 degrees in Springfield. Nice warm day out there. Nice spring day. And our alternate, we have no alternate. It's a nice day down there in St. Petersburg, Florida. Our route reserve, we always use 0. We don't use that. It's all company computed in our flight plan, so there's no real reason for to have the Airbus try to calculate it. All it's going to do is throw your extra fuel time off when you finally do it. So our zero fuel weight on the init B page here, we got the ZFW zero fuel weight. Our estimated zero fuel weight is 121.4, so 121.4. And I always like to guess the CG. It's an A320, always 30.5. That's where I put it. All right, Nathan. Thanks, bro. Um, And our block fuel for today is going to be 18.8. So 18.8 in the tanks. That's what we're going to do. We'll go over to the flight plan page now. From Springfield, we're going to depart off of runway 20. There is no SID out of here, so we'll just select no SID. And in St. Petersburg, we're going to arrive on runway 36. So we'll do the ILS to runway 36. And our flight plan has us taking the Bangs 1 arrival with the Akori transition. There's Akori right there. So we got the Bangs 1 Akori transition. We'll go ahead and insert that, and we will check for any discontinuities now. After that, we'll go back to our initialization page. We got a little win function here. Let's go ahead and request the wins. It's going to request the wins from the server. Usually that uplinks along with the flight plan. On the Phoenix, they don't have that functionality, so we just got to do it ourselves. And for performance, so now we're going to try and calculate our takeoff performance out of here. So we want Springfield SGF, runway 20. The conditions are dry. Let's see, it's a 7,000 foot runway. Let's go flaps 2, forced no, anti-ice off no, and the packs will be on. They're always on. And our estimated takeoff weight is 139.7. So what we do is instead we like to add 2,000 pounds to that takeoff weight. That gives us an assumed takeoff weight, and it kind of gives you a little bit of a buffer there in terms of like performance. You know, you're going to be over your plan, but you're going to be under this weight, so that gives you a little bit of margin of error there for last minute passengers or non-revenue passengers coming through, or maybe people are just carrying some heavier bags than they should. So our estimated takeoff weight is 139.7. If we add 2,000 pounds to that, that's going to be 141.7. So we'll put 141.7 in there. And for our MAC, our mean aerodynamic chord takeoff weight, like I said, I always swag it. 30.5. Since I haven't started, usually what I do is I come in here and I start loading the aircraft prior to me getting to the performance section. But that's alright, we'll do that. So we'll sync with the live weather here. All of that looks good. We'll calculate it. These are the V speeds, the flex temp, and the flap setting. So we'll go ahead and send that to the MCDU. And magically, it pops up right here in the MCDU. We'll arrow on over to the descent page of our MECDO. And our operator likes to use 290 knots in the descent. It's a nice speed, not too fast, not too slow. You're not holding anyone up, but you're not trying to burn a lot of gas getting to where you're going either. And lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to copy the active flight plan. That's what we kind of do. You can set the secondary up however you want. It's all technique. A lot of people will put the emergency return back in here, but a lot of times you're not going to emergency return, especially in an airport that has a 7 and 8,000 foot runway. Yeah, it is a 320, but you want other longer runways if that's an option for you to take. Now that's all done. What we will do is uh, now go over our route with the first officer and do a crew briefing. So, hello, first officer. Welcome back to the flight deck. Everything look good on the outside of the airplane? Yes, everything looks good on the outside of the airplane. All the parts are there. All right, excellent. Well, we do have our clearance down to St. Petersburg. Would you like to review the route? Sure, let's go ahead and review the route. All right, so the person generally who puts the flight plan into the box here will be the person that will take the clearance and look at the clearance, while the person who did not put in the route will go into plan mode, 10 nautical miles, and read straight from the MCDU here, starting with the initialization page. So we have Allegiant 3318 departing Springfield, arriving St. Petersburg, Florida. Departure out of Springfield off of runway 20. There's no star. It'll be radar vectors to our first fix of Zavel. From there, we'll take the J41 all the way to Memphis. From Memphis, we'll go direct to Montgomery. And Montgomery starts the transition on the Bangs 1 arrival, landing runway 36, 812 miles. Alrighty. And our flight plan shows 798 miles. So that is very reasonable distance there. Alrighty. After that, we will come over to our charts. Make sure all our charts are set up. There's no real departure out of here. So all we need is our taxi diagram set up. As you'll notice, I won't be using the iPad over here, as I'm just not a big fan of how FENIX has done their charts. So we'll begin the crew briefing at this time. And as always, we're going to start with our threat forward briefing, meaning I'm going to turn to the pilot monitoring, in this case, RFO, sitting over here, and ask him, what threats does he see for this departure? And honestly, it's quite a nice day outside here in Springfield. No real threats. It's a small airport. Not much really going on. So he may not have any threats uh, out of here. So we're here at gate 7. We'll push back off the gate and taxi to runway 20 via Echo Uniform. We'll cross runway 32 all the way down to the end. Once we're down at the end, plan a flaps 2 flex takeoff. If we do experience any anomalies below 80 knots, we'll go ahead and reject, turn off the runway, and assess the situation. Anything above 80 knots will only reject for an engine fire, engine failure, fair flight, meaning flight control malfunction, or we just don't think the airplane is going to fly. Anytime the airplane talks to us with an uninhibited ECAM message, or if we get a wind shear alert. Otherwise, we'll continue the takeoff roll and take her airborne. Once airborne, we'll continue straight ahead to about 3,000 feet, 4,000 feet, and clean her up, accelerate out, and assess the situation. If we need to make an emergency return, we can do so to either runway 20 or 32. Otherwise, if we need more runway, we'll find an airport in the area that has more runway for our needs. If everything goes all according to plan, we'll continue out radar vectors to our first fix of L, um, and we're squawking 2530. Do you have any questions? Nope, no questions. Alrighty. So at that time, usually the aircraft will be boarded, if not almost completely boarded here. Don't worry about this time here. This is from SimBrief. I'm using the sim time here. So what we'll go ahead and do is load aircraft. I like to use instant. Aircraft is now loaded and ready to go. Next, we'll prepare the flight deck for departure, meaning need to turn on the APU. So we hit the APU master switch, give it a few seconds, and then hit start. While that's starting up, go ahead and get our pushback tool, pre-plan our pushback. And let's see. Alrighty. So we'll just push back right onto this taxiway line right here. Excellent. Pushback is all set. APU is coming online. There we go. APU is up and running. So, with that said, get the APU up and running. Let's go ahead and take it off of ground power. Got the nice little click there. Get the APU bleed going. And the ground services menu. I like to go ahead and get the GPU disconnected there. One last thing before we leave. We wanted to make sure we're checking our batteries. Yep, we're below 8 amps. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Turn it back on again. And yep, definitely it's staying below 8 amps there. So battery is fully charged and ready to go. So we'll get the fuel pumps on. Get the fasten seatbelt sign on. We're going to come down here and do one last check of our fuel, making sure that the fuel pump situation makes sense. We have fuel in our wing tanks and none in the center tank, so that makes sense. And we're balanced. Our hydraulics are all within range. Our landing elevation is showing here and which is 0, makes sense, it's Florida. And our engines have enough oil to complete the flight. So what we'll do is we have the company message. I'll go ahead and clear out our company message. Let's see, nope, I always do that. It's the AOC menu, received messages, load sheet, and load sheet. So we will accept that load sheet. And let's see, is it pretty close to what we had? Let's go back to our initialization page over here. And it being, we set a 0 fuel weight of 121.6, 121.4, so that's good. And a 0 fuel weight CG of 31.9%, 30.5%. That's reasonable. We'll put that on the performance page, and we will put this on the flight plan page. With that said, the flight attendants are asking me if it's okay to close. So before we can close, I want to make sure they've done their job and armed all the slides. There we go. She armed two simultaneously. She has very long arms. Alright, so the slides are armed. We're okay to close. I'll see you in St. Petersburg. We'll close that. Make sure that we have the door open light extinguished. We want to be set up for pushback. This is how I like to be set up for pushback. Our radios make sense. I make do a setup. And our beacon light is on. We are ready for pushback. So let's go ahead and request pushback. Let's get out of here. So at this point, the ground crew, they're all done. They've closed the hatches, the cargo doors. All the exterior hatches are closed. They're they got their headset on. And at this point, they're more than likely annoying you by constantly saying, ground a flight deck. And so finally, you have time. You answer, go ahead, ground. And I'll respond by saying, FOD check complete. Steering disengaged with bypass pin inserted. Ready for brakes release. Standing by for pushback. And which you will say, stand by. Because guess what? You have not run your before start checklist. So, you'll call the before start checklist. Recorder ground control on our flight forms and AML. They're on board, reviewed, aircraft 218. Fuel quantity, we need 18.8 required. We have 18.7 on board. Takeoff performance, we have 132, 135, 135, and a flex of 50. Oxygen is checked. Seatbelt signs on. ECAM has been checked. Park brake is on and checked. MCDU set. Altimeters is 2955. PEDs off and departure briefing has been reviewed. The before start checklist is complete. Alrighty, and now we're ready for brakes release. So you say flight deck to ground, brakes release, cleared for pushback, and we're on our way. Let's just take a look out of our wing while our ground crew pushes us back. Get a little bit of those juicy sim sounds as we start out those engines. Alright, here we go. You're clear to start engines. Starting engines. So select over to ignition start, and we'll start 1 and then 2. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounds oh so good. FENIX has done a phenomenal job with the sounds on this airplane. It just sounds exactly what you would expect it to sound like in person. Alrighty, it looks like the pushback is complete. Set brakes. Alright, brakes set, clear to disconnect interphone. Have a good day. Ear being clear, disconnecting interphone. Have a great flight. Looks like that's a good start on the number one. And let's stay back here for the start of the number two, alright? I want to hear that PTU going. Yeah. So that's the PTU doing its self-check there. It's the sim sound coming up now. You know what it probably is? Alright, hold on. I might have to go into my sound settings here. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Why isn't sound coming through? Let's go sound. Main output selection device. Yeah, let's do that. Let me switch it over to chat and see how that works. Arctic sound chat. Okay, apply. There. Back. Resume. Oh, there we go. Hopefully didn't blow anyone's eardrums out there. Hopefully that wasn't too loud there. Alright. I blew your eardrums out there, Nathan. Alright, so we got two good engine starts, and we're going for flaps 2 after start checklist. So bring the flaps down to 2, reset the rudder trim, move the engine mode selector to norm. I will arm the speed brakes or ground spoilers, and we can turn off the APU since we no longer need that. Also, we can start a timer, make sure our engines are getting their warm-up time, and I like to bring down the landing lights and turn on the nose light because the landing lights actually retract into the wheel well there. Hard to see, but there they are, right just underneath the wing root there. There's your landing lights. So, here we go. We got the after start checklist, which says engine anti-ice. We don't need it, so they're off. Status. Hit the status. We get normal. And the rudder trim is zeroed out. So, the after start checklist is complete. Alrighty, we're clear left and clear on the right. So I'll release the park and brake and we'll begin our taxi. Alright. One thing I kind of wish that FENIX would do And hopefully with the next sim update 15, which should be out, I don't know, who knows when that's going to be coming out. Could be could be 5 days, could be 5 months from now. It's the last update they're going to do for the year. So, so, you know, looking forward to that. But they should be updating the ground friction on this airplane. And the real airplane, you barely need to move the throttles to start taxiing. Alrighty, so we're gonna make this little turn out here on Echo, then a left turn on Uniform. We're cross 3-2 down to the end there. Alright, Michelle, welcome to the chat. Let's see, she says, when does this plane leave? Never, Michelle. The plane is stuck here forever. That's when it's leaving. It's Allegiant now, come on. You know, we're either not on time or we're not going anywhere. But for those of you who may have heard a little bit of Ice Cube rumbling around on the microphone, getting myself a nice little glass of Elijah Craig. That's right, I'm a whiskey guy, bourbon guy. So I got myself a nice little glass of Elijah Craig, and it's really the only time you can drink and fly, right? It's in the simulator. Don't drink and fly in real life. I don't recommend that at all. Alright, we'll make this turn here on Uniform, and then once we hit the straightaway, we can do our flight control checks. So, when we do our flight control checks, I'm going to look down at our lower ECAM display, which is just above where all the engine instruments are. And what we'll do is go bring the side stick full up, all the way forward, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. We'll disengage the steering from the rudders, go full left, full right, neutral, turn our rudders back on, auto brakes go to max. We're looking at 0.4 down, there's 0.4 there. We'll turn the predictive wind shear on, and we will set the takeoff config, which is normal. After that, we will do the before takeoff checklist here. So we have above the line and below the line on this checklist. So we'll do the before takeoff checklist. Flaps are 2 planned and 2 indicated. Takeoff data and speeds are checked. Weight, we're planning on, let's see, I think we said 139.7. We're at 140.0. Remember, we did our performance for 2,000 above, so we were good at 141.7. Stab trim. Come to the net page, fuel prediction page, it's 28.3%. Flight control is checked. And ECAM memo. We have takeoff, no blue. We're to the line. We'll notify the flight attendants to prepare for takeoff. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. And from there, we can go below the line. So, last step we need to do is turn our TCAS on. And we'll go below the line runway and FMS. We got runway 20. Whoa. Hold on. I'm on whiskey now. Ha. You know what I did? I made too hard of a left-hand turn, ended up on whiskey. Got 1-4. Alright. So, stop that right there. Let's make this a right-hand turn here, and we'll continue over to the other side there. That is the only downside of not using the charts with the moving map. There we go. So this is hotel. We're across hotel. We'll take Hotel Delta and uniform now. So that's a right turn. After we cross this runway, we'll make the right turn on Delta and a left turn on uniform. I got. That wasn't even a hot spot. Alrighty. So. There we go. We're making our way, chat. We're making our way downtown. We are making our way down. Don't. That didn't happen, alright? I totally didn't make the wrong turn on the wrong taxiway. That totally didn't happen, alright, chat? Well, needless to say, we definitely have the warm-up on our engines there. I should have known it when I saw the taxiways weren't making sense. Like, why am I passing Foxtrot? Why does it say whiskey? Oh, wow. Alright. That's what you get when you pay Allegiant prices, alright? We'll get you there, okay? We'll get you there. We didn't say on time. We're gonna get you there, though. Alright, chat? Here's uniform coming up now. So we will make this a left-hand turn onto uniform. Taxi all the way down to the end of runway 20. Before our takeoff checklist got me that time. See how we trapped our errors by using the checklist. Alright. Now let's finish going below the line. So we got runway and FMS. We got runway 20 in the box on my display and out on the pavement checked. And then take off fuel. The minimum fuel we need is 18.3. We got 18.4 on board. Flight attendants are notified. Engine mode is norm. TCAS is TARA. The before takeoff checklist is complete. Alright, chat. Sorry, we're making our way downtown. Going a little fast, but that's okay. Making up for a little bit of time there. Alrighty, chat. Are you ready to hear some sweet engine roar on this takeoff? Watch your ears, chat. The volume is going to be coming up for this one. Got 4,000 feet set as our top altitude now. That's alright, we don't need it. No ETC online. So we'll go ahead and set our top altitude of 37,000 feet in the box at this time. There we go. Alright, 37,000 feet is set. Double ding the flight attendants, let them know we are taking the runway. Lights are on. Alrighty, chat. let's get this party started. You guys ready in the chat? Watch the volume. Watch your ears. The volume is coming up. Yeah. Let me know if that's too loud. Here we go. Let's hear some CFMs make that. Again, half deflection down on the side stick. Bring the engines up to 50%. They're stabilized. Flex. Flex. Thrust set. 80. Check. Back pressure. Bye bye, Springfield. See you. Good, I get that off of. Climb. Hopefully didn't blow out your eardrums too much there. Hopefully I didn't blow out your eardrums too much there. There we go. There we go. Bring it back down to a more reasonable level. You like not being able to hear just like you can on the airplane, huh? Flying the Allegiant. Make a wish your plan. I don't know what it is, chat. I mean, say what you want about Allegiant, but that livery on this airplane was so good. Such a good livery. Looks like the decking will level off there a little bit. No, not quite. Get rid of approach 10,000 feet. Get some more outside views here before we leave the city behind. We left it behind already. There we go. Realistic engine view right there. Realistic engine view. Hey man, you're sitting in first class. You can hear everything on a takeoff roll in first class now. There you go. You can even hear the pilots call out rotate. Gosh, beautiful day out there in Missouri. Beautiful day out there in Missouri right now. Alright, it looks like the deck angle's starting to level off here. Yep, there's 10,000 feet. So, get the landing lights off, runway turn off, and our nose lights off. We'll double ding the flight attendants, let them know we have left sterile at this time. So, it's just a quick off and on. Oh, you can barely hear it. You can barely hear it, but they finally get that double ding correct. It used to be when you did the double ding, it did it immediately, but no, there's a slight delay. The airplane can memorize how many times you flip that switch, and it will ding accordingly. Glad that Phoenix got that sound just right. There, there, the GoPro view right there. So Nate, how you doing tonight, bud? Thanks for joining the stream. Really appreciate it, interacting with me in the chat. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, even if it's just for a little bit. Oh, my little ETE ticker isn't working up there. Well, this showing 2017, so just about an hour and a half, just under 2 hours left of the flight, so kind of a long stream. If you don't hang around the entire time, I understand, I get it, it's kind of a long stream. But, glad to have you here while you're here. Thought I disarmed the ground spoilers. There we go. Now the after takeoff checklist is complete. Already, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe, and help the YouTube algorithm out. And any feedback, always greatly appreciated. Let me know if you enjoy the content. I'd like to hear about it. Do some laundry and some dishes. Yeah, man, it seems like chores never end around here, Nathan. Always doing something, right? Either vacuuming, laundry, dishes. Always something to do around the house. Let's see if there's any ATC online right now. Bring up Fantastic here. Nathan, we're going to be going all the way up to 37,000 feet on the flight up today. And we are through the transition level, which is 18,000 feet below us. So we'll go ahead and set our standard pressure altitude. It's 1013 on us. There we go. We could take a sneak peek ahead at St. Petersburg, see what their weather is down there. Let's see, winds are over the west at 5 miles an hour, 2 miles visibility. Clear skies, 27 degrees. Altimeter is 290. So much improved weather down there. So we'll pre-select 290 here, so we don't have that much further to go. There we go. And let's see. Performance page. No, we want the progress page. It's going to show us optimal is 36 and max is 37. So I can level off at either 35 or 37. One of those two. We'll go up to 37. And as a reference, we'll put PIE in here. KPIE. Really doesn't do much except to give us a direct line distance comparing to the airport there. There we go. Into cruise fashion. As B1 likes to say, realism mode engage. So up on the flight deck, since it's so sunny all the time, we like to bring all the window shades down. There we go. Oh yeah, and lastly, that window shade, and hold on. Slide the chair back a little bit. Chill out. There we go. This is the B1 realism mode setting right here, with all the shades drawn and tilted back in your chair. Chair's all the way back. Foot on the head. Foot on the footrest there. You know, you're only gonna bring this out if you actually got food. You're not really bringing this tray table out for anything else, because with it out, how are you gonna actually be able to use the footrest there? And now it looks like you can't find the click spot to stow it. Oh, fun. I just took a tray table out and I can't put it back in. Oh, man. Well, it is what it is. The click spot is somewhere. Just, yeah, there we go. There we go. You gotta get better headphones, Nathan. You gotta get better headphones. You know, then you gotta get the ones that can do it all the way over the house. Alright? Oh yeah, man. We've all been there. You start walking away and then you hear the in and out of the audio as you're getting just barely too far away from your computer. Free 99 always. Are your headphones free, man? You didn't pay for them? I mean, I guess that's a win-win if you didn't pay for them. Alright, well, free 99 it is. I'll take free 99 any day. As long as it wasn't that 5-finger discount. Mountain, river down there. I wonder where we're at. That can't be the Lake of the Ozarks, is it? Yeah. Let me look and see. No, it's not. I have flown by the Lake of the Ozarks a few times. It doesn't look nearly as a... When you think of a lake, you think of like a big, round area of water. The Lake of the Ozarks almost kind of looks like a winding river. So, kind of just leaving the color of it. But, I mean, it is what it is. I guess it is a large body of water. In-flight music, we got some chill vibes planned for in-flight entertainment right now, in-flight music. Oh, you got it because you pre-ordered your phone? Oh, okay, okay. I gifted it to you. You pre-ordered it, but you actually paid for it when you got the phone. Some volume super accurate music. Yeah, that tends to happen with the outside view. I'll try to keep the views limited to inside for now. separate out the sim music from everything else. How's that? Alright, there we go. I boosted the background music a little bit more. Hopefully it should be legible or listenable. Right? That's a chill vibe, right? Very soothing. Like it. No, it's not jazz. It's not jazz. So what it is, I mean, obviously, I don't want to get like copyright striked or anything like that, especially on a channel that's like has like next to no subscribers, right? So really, it's literally the relaxed movement. That's what it is, relaxed movement. Is it jazz? It could be jazz, but it's just a laid back, chill vibe. And best of all, no content striking for content creators. So, if you're looking for a little bit of music to have in your stream or to have in your video, the relaxed movement is here to save your channel. So, there we go. Must be the holidays. Definitely chill. No, it's not holiday music. It's not holiday music at all. Although I do, so you know, when I set up my computer for the different seasons of the year, and during Christmas time, I'll have a background for my desktop that's a like cozy fireplace or cozy Christmas apartment, and I'll put on my second monitor like 11 hours of just holiday music. It's kind of like this, except, you know, holiday, it definitely has more holiday music involved in it. So, we're through 32.8, climbing to 37 now. Get that zoomed all the way out. We got Memphis just ahead of us, and then after Memphis, Montgomery, and that pretty much is going to start the arrival just after that. Fly Live Studio again. There we go. Now, well, I would hope that that should be working. Time to go. 1 hour, 20 minutes. There we go. That's kind of weird how it has it set up. It looks like it's 1 minute 20. I don't know what that is, but it's 1 hour 20 minutes. Estimated time and routes. If I get down to St. Petersburg. So, didn't input all the information into Fly Live Studio. That's my fault. But now that it's up there, you should get the little progress bar up top and a little estimated time and route. Well, music is breaking it down now. What? Is it you really feeling them vibes right now? Is that what it is, Nate? Spirit to start folding some clothes, that's what it is. Move this out of the way. Try to get that. Shot right there. Planes lands. The middle of America. Believe it or not, most of America looks just like that. Lots and lots and lots of farmland. So, we're 36 for 37. We're almost a level at our cruising altitude. Once we level up, just get a few things we're going to do. Make sure everything's happening in the airplane correctly. The first thing we're going to do is a quick altimeter check. And all the altimeter check is for is to make sure altimeters are within their limits for RVSM. So, 2. I can add my altimeter, which is valve stuff here. On cruise, that's good. Cruise now 0.78, which is fine. I got 37,010 feet. Roundabout, let's correct it back down to 37,000. You got 37,000, right about on the nose there. Yeah, 37,000 right about on the nose. And then here, you can't see it because the marker's in the way. That's like, there it is right on 37,000, if not 36,990. So, those altimeters are very tight tolerances. Love to see that. Next thing we want to do a quick fuel assessment. So, our tanks are still balanced, and we're still carrying, we add up all our fuel. Our tanks is 3,000 pounds here, plus another 10,000 and changing. We get to 13. So the fuel should add up to what we have up here. We're not leaking in a fuel, and if you look here, we're still slotted to land with 8.4. That said, that's a decent amount of fuel. It's a nice day. Let's go ahead and let that cruise up to 0.80. Gives us a nice little bump in speed. We got a nice little tailwind anyway. So we're going to increase that speed and save a few minutes of your flight time here. You'll notice, I don't know if it's recalculated the fuel burn yet. Usually once you get up into the 80 area, your fuel burn, your arrival fuel drops. Now we're going to check our hydraulics, make sure we didn't leak any. So you see our green system here, the arrow is all the way down here. That's because our gear is out of lock. So some of that fluid is locked in the gear system there. And so that's why it hasn't returned to the reservoir. So it appears to be lower than what it actually is. But we still have hydraulics. Cabin pressure, pressurization, looks like it's working normally. We don't have anything crazy going on with the pressurization system. Then the engine oil. We're not leaking any engine oil, so 6.5, which should remain there the rest of the flight. We'll take a look at that. And lastly, we have a company message. Always check your company messages. Go to the ATSU menu, AOC, received messages, and Allegiant Ops. Okay, yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, we're delayed, yada, yada, yada. Well, we just cruise along. Welcome to Passenger Simulator. I mean, the FENIX makes it so easy to just sit back and watch the world go by. You like holiday jazz there, Nathan? Oh yeah, you said that. You said that a minute ago. So what are you thinking of the stream right now, Nathan? Just chilling back, watching the world go by, having a little bit of, listening to a little bit of jazz, having a little bit of whiskey. You know, a lot of times you sit up here on the flight deck, right? You're first officer, whatever, and you're cruising, just like we're cruising right now. You're just cruising, wondering, who in the world let you fly an Airbus? Who said that? Oh yeah, you're good. You're allowed to do this. Is this a real job? Is this real life? You get to do that? Smooth right now. We'll turn the fasten seatbelt sign off. So that everyone can get up and move out the cabin there. I'm glad you like it, man. I might, I'm gonna probably keep this channel. Play it more often. LOL, yeah, no, I mean, it's true though. You kind of sit up here and you just start thinking like, is this real life? I'm allowed to do stuff like this, I'm allowed to operate with people's lives in my hand. You know, to be honest, for the most part, you don't actually think about it like that. You kind of think of it as you're just doing your job. You've always been trained to do it. Never trained to think about the massive trust that the flying public puts in your hands. So that's why the vast majority of pilots, you know, we take our job super seriously. Take that responsibility seriously. Too hard to make it, you know, that far in your career just to mess it up. What about me? Obviously, I'm not going to give out who my name is, but I am a real A320 pilot, captain for a U.S. carrier. Been flying for quite some time now. Started right when I graduated high school. Got all my ratings. Went to a regional carrier. Flew around there for a while and eventually made it on at Airbuses. So I'm here pretty much to bring my joy of flying, really, and my passion for flight simulation as well. Like I've been flying flight simulators since 1998 at Flight Sim 98, man. That's a long time ago. But that really is what cemented my love for flying. That's when I really knew. Like Flight Sim 98, like my dad got me that. That was it. I was done. I wasn't done. He was done. His wallet was done. Let me put it like that. Streams whenever I can. Airline schedule wasn't always the easiest to work with and work around. Especially on like weeks like this week where if you look at the radar, you know, there seems to be storms all over the place. Look at you look at a chart like this and you just say you get storms all over the place. Nashville, Tennessee, that is. I mean, we flew through a piece of it. It wasn't showing up again. That's the only downside about Microsoft Flight Simulator's weather is it won't simulate any of this. These are crazy squall line storms right here. And we just flew above it like it was nothing happening. But you get systems like this that come all the way from the Midwest up here in, the Michigan area, all the way down to what I think is southern Oklahoma or northern Texas. Yeah, there's Dallas right there. So, this area just east of Dallas is getting hammered. That makes it hard. Definitely start getting your reroutes and stuff like that when the weather was like this. Alright, baby. Probably. I'm gonna be here. We got just over an hour left of our flight. I'll be right here the entire time. Because once I do that, I won't blow your ears out when I go outside like this. You know what, chat? For 18, I didn't turn these off. There we go. Look at that. Rural pilot trying to do way too much. Clear up down south there. Starting to look a little bit better. I kind of wanted to cover a topic it's not really known to a lot of people. They don't realize that they're doing something to the airplane that's protecting you from it. From kind of wanted to do like a little demonstration video on the IE key balancing. I don't know. We'll see. That'll take some time in editing. I don't really get the editing experience down right now, so we'll see. We'll see. Nathan, you're back. Welcome back. Unfolding all that laundry, I see. Glad you're done with all that laundry. Is the volume too loud for the sim right now? I went through and I finally felt I could just open the sound settings and change the sim sound. Who would have thought? Right? Sim is loudest right now. Alright, well, let me go back into the sound screen. And I can turn it all the way down to like, that sounds about good right there. Oh yeah. Yeah, right about there. Does that sound? There we go. Not blowing your ears off. Oh, my speech is the lowest volume. That's alright. How about this? We'll turn you down a little bit. You up a little bit. There we go. How about that now? Well, no way the music is the loudest. It should be all the way, well, I mean, alright, here. Let's, there we go. There we go. Much better. There we go. Sweet deal, sweet deal, sweet deal. So, hopefully that's a good balance. I'm still trying to figure things out, alright? Alright, that's good, that's good. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure things out right now. Trying to figure out where the sound audio balance is. What a good, you know, fading in, fading out, stuff like that. Try not to blow your ears off, right? I'm trying not to blow your ears off, right? So, what do we got here? That's not gonna work. Alright. That's one thing I definitely wanna. Let's see. Will it work over here? Nah, that's not gonna do it. Alright. I need to get a controller so I can have like a good controller for a drone cam. Oh. Okay. So, okay, let me turn this down just a few decibels. Alright. I'll give that time to come through. And then I will turn you up a little bit. See where that sounds now. Oh yeah, no, I turned the sim sound way back in the background. Yeah, 100%. I turned the sim sound way back down, so like the external engine noise isn't like isn't driving everyone crazy there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. The sun just reflect off of that. Wow. Ah, then it's intended. Yeah. It definitely is as intended. Yes, sir, Nathan. Definitely as intended. Oh, what did I hit? Oh, there goes the drone cam. This is why I definitely need a controller. I hit something. Combination of something that just locks the drone camera out. Don't know what it is. Hopefully someone figure it out and let me know, since I am just using a keyboard to move my drone around. But definitely need a controller. Definitely need a controller. The only controller that was online has hopped offline now. So we're pretty much going to be on our own. All the way down to St. Petersburg, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Florida. Speaking of which, I mean, I know they're not called the Tampa, St. Petersburg, Florida airport. Why? However, speaking of airport names, it's called St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Florida. What do we think about the San Francisco thing? Alright, San Francisco. I don't know if you've heard. I don't need to make it big, just put it on the screen. So, San Francisco has, Oakland. So Oakland changed their name to the San Francisco Bay Oakland International Airport. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the change. It's kind of misleading, because you're starting off with San Francisco. I know you got the Bay in there, but you're starting it off with San Francisco. And so a lot of people are going to think, oh, that's the San Francisco International Airport. What if Tampa wanted to do the same thing to drum up service, right? Because you got Tampa International over here, you got St. Petersburg over here, but they all share the same one area. They share the Tampa Bay, right? So what if St. Petersburg decided to change their name to the Tampa Bay St. Petersburg Airport? It would definitely be interesting. Do you think more airports that are co-located near another major airport are going to try to do the same thing? I don't know. I do not know. Alright, I'll move that off screen. go as we pass, just past, what city is that down there? I have no clue. Tuscaloosa. That is Tuscaloosa. National Airport down there. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Making our way down to Montgomery, Alabama. Alright. 44 minutes until we'll be on the ground in St. Petersburg. Seems like a great time. I've got to pop out of the cockpit real quick. So, let me go ahead and call the flight attendants and set up a lavatory break. So you got the call button. Make sure that's on. And we'll hit the, you know what, I'll just let the front one know. There we go. Hello, this is Susie. Hey, Susie. Can we go ahead and set up a lavatory break? Yeah, no problem. I'll call you back. There I am. Alright. Let's assume she called back. I'm going to pop out the flight deck real quick for a lavatory break. I will be right back. I'll leave you with some views of the U.S. There we go. Memphis should be somewhere out there in front of us. I'll be RB. Alright, chat, back from the lavatory break. Looks like we got about 37 minutes to go en route. Let's see if that math checks out. Sup? Showing an on-the-ground time of 20:07. So, I'm skeptical about 37 minutes, but it is what it is. And we do have our top of descent arrow coming into view there with a top of descent time of 1943. Alright, that sounds about right. Let me turn terrain on. I like seeing the outline of the US as you're flying down south. When you can see both coasts of Florida. When you're high enough, you can definitely see both coasts of Florida there. I can definitely see how doing this you need like one more monitor. Like one more. Don't know if like that's gonna be something in the future or if I'm just gonna make it work with two monitors. Who knows? But my setup right now, I got two 4K monitors. I run flight sim and full 4K. I got the frame gen going though. So full 4K with frame generation. Currently getting about 90 frames a second, give or take a few. And that's currently running at full 4K. Now, if we were going to like a heavy airport like JFK, that'd definitely be getting less. And, you know, New York City, JFK, definitely a little bit harder on the system. But overall, I'm happy with it. Seems like the stream quality is good. And I'm still getting good frames. I'm not like, it doesn't feel like I'm losing frames from, you know, the stream. So. So Nathan, what's going on with you? What's going up? What's up tonight? You finished all your chores, right? You chilling now? You just chilling? There you go. I thought about re-upping my Elijah Craig there. Said, nah, you know, one glass is enough. One glass is enough. Although it is good. Elijah. So, one little whiskey ball in there. Just enough. Get it nice and cool. Yeah, well, it's, I'm not too sure if the Elijah was the toasted. I may have gotten something else that was toasted. do like toasted. The Basil Hayden is a good toasted one. It's a different flavor profile than the OG Basil. Yeah. I'd have to check. I'd have to check to see if it was toasted. I'm not too sure. I think that's like all the rage right now. It's like everyone's toasting everything. Putting things in different barrels. I'm surprised someone hasn't come out and been like, you know what? Let's see what this tastes like if we put this in like a molasses barrel. Molasses aged bourbon. Probably tastes really good too, I'm not gonna lie. I'd try it. I'm not gonna lie, I would try it. Definitely sounds good to me, Nathan. Definitely sounds good to me. I mean, I feel like most of the time it's like, let's just try something crazy. See how weird we can get. See what it tastes like. I feel like that's the secret success to making let me hit that button. Making a good bourbon aged in a different barrel. See if I can get like a... Ooh, I am in the airplane. Hello, airplane. Oh, there's the side stick. Alright. I don't want that, but I do want this. You just allowing me to go inside of things now. Used to never allow that. Oh, look at that. Like a little cinematic shot there. Should have saved that as a photo. Screen capture that to use. Then we got the jump seat view right here. There's the jump seat view. I really need to make it overseas, or at least get one that's from overseas. I get Scotch whiskey or something like that. I've heard the Highlands are pretty good whiskey. Also, I gotta figure out what the requirements are, like how much we can bring back. Like, are we allowed to bring 10 bottles of whiskey back? I don't know. Are we gonna get pulled over by the, you know, TSA for having too many bottles of whiskey on our international trip. I don't know. It's all good, Nathan. Fly Lives is 24 minutes left till our arrival into St. Petersburg, St. Pete, Florida. I feel like that's kind of an aggressive time. Still got quite a little bit of time left to go on our way down. However, we'll begin some arrival preparation work. Alright? So, one last check of our fuel. We got what looks to be 68 plus 3. So, that looks about right. 9,900 pounds of gasoline. We haven't leaked any more hydraulic fluid. Altitude and pressurization checks. And look at there. We have the same amount of oil quantity in our So that's all good. And with that done, we're going to do get a gate for us to park at, which is going to be, I think it's going to be, hold on chat. I'm going to try to park at one of the ones with the jet bridge. So 6 or 5, I think. It's going to be one of those two. I think has the jet bridge. So, company says we're going to be parking at one of those two gates. That's done. Now what we would do is pretty much the same thing we did on departure. Alright, we're going to go to plan mode, bring it all the way down to 10 nautical miles. Now, this time, instead of just one person reading it off and the other person verifying, both pilots are going to do an independent verification of the arrival procedure. So, their arrival into St. Petersburg, Florida is going to be the Banks. Got that up here. Let me go ahead and go in and choose their push chart. We're going to be doing the ILS runway 36. Nice and simple, I'll pin that. Alright, so back on the Banks. Let's hide that. Boop, there we go. So now, there we go. Now what we can do is do like a 1-for-1 route verification there. So we got a Corey, Cablo. You know, it might be easier if I just use the iPad as our like little charts thing. So here's what I'll do. Go here. We got charts. That's what it is. Boop. There it is. Springfield to St. Pete. So St. Pete, we got arrival, Banks. Let's go back. Arrival. We got approach. The ILS to runway 36. There it is. Boop, boop. And then we want ground reference charts. Yep, that's what we want. This is it? Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Alright, so we're gonna start. We'll start at the Banks, right? So there it is. So we got a Corey is our first fix thing. Cablo, throttle, and heaven and clamp. So we're on our way to clamp now. So that's the reviewing some of the stuff. The next fix is Lala. Then we have Coral at or above 8,000. So Lala and then Coral at or above 8,000. That checks. Then Banks between 7 and 13. So we got Banks between 7 and 13. And then Kittle. And then lastly, bolts that are above 3. So we have Kittle, and then bolts that are above 3,000. And then from there, it is a heading to 090 heading out. So from there, we're just going to have to vector ourselves onto their approach to runway 36. What I think we'll do after bolts is just fly due south and then make a left 360-degree turn over the bay down here and then up to St. Petersburg through runway 36. So the arrival checks, and then nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the ILS approach plate. So we're going to need Roxy for so I think it's gonna be zones. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's got Ronxy in there. Alrighty, so next we're gonna check our fixes. We got Ronxy. It's shown at a row 3265. Then it's gonna be a 356 course. That should be the final approach course there. And a 3-degree glide slope, 6 miles to get the zones. So we got a 3-degree glide slope. Let's say 6 miles. Where's Roxy? Oh, Roxy's here. It is 6 miles, 3-degree glide slope to get to Sunny's. Then from Sunny's, we get a 3-degree glide slope, 6 miles to the airport. So Sunny's 3-degree glide slope. We got 4, 5, 6 miles to get to the airport runway. So that also checks out. And of course we have the airport. Then we have the missed approach, which is a climb to 600. Intercept so we're going to intercept that course, the Laffle. And we'll hold there, which checks. So now we get the inner destination data. So what we'll do is we reviewed this. So we have our flight plan. So we have what we call the backwards Z. It's not really a Z, but it's backwards Z. So we have flight plan. Then we go to radio, nav. If we need to deselect or hard tune anything, this is when we would do it. The progress page. Hold on. The progress page. Then we're gonna do KPIE runway 36. Put that up there. Gives us just kind of a frame of reference. Also on the progress page, if we're doing like a GPS bridge, this is where we would put in our required navigation right here in this box and check that we have GPS accuracy high. But we're not. We're doing an ILS approach, so we'll leave that as is. Then on the performance page, we want to go to the approach section here. We get some numbers to fill in. So the first one we'll fit in is the altimeter, QNH, current weather in St. Petersburg. And this is 50 minutes old. Let's see. The QNH is 290. Altimeter is 2990.1. So we'll put that in here. And what I'll also do is go here and put that in. Boom. Go here, put that in. We be in. So we got that selected. The temperature is 26 degrees. Great. And the winds are 240 at 5. So that now becomes a tailwind. I wonder. No, we'll still stick with 3.6. We'll stick with 3.6. Or would it be runway 18? Could do runway 18. I wouldn't mind that. Okay, so let's go back here since the winds have now shifted to 240 at 5. We'll do runway 18 regardless, and we'll take a tailwind if the weather updates. We'll just take the tailwind. There we go. Bangs, a quarry. So everything on that arrival changes. It's this that is now different. So we'll go all. Collapse you. ILS runway 18. There we go. Starred. ILS runway 18. And we got probably Zeepum and Kapak. I don't know what that is. Okay. So let's go ahead and I see the top drop coming. So let's go ahead and put the bottom side of 3,000 in there. Let's just do it. So put the bottom side 3,000. I will manage up the speed and I will manage up the altitude. There we go. So we're beginning our way down. So with the ILS we have, I already said ZPM. And ZPM is going to be at least 1,500. So ZPM is at least at 2,600. There we go. We got 2,600, 30-degree glide slope, 7 miles, which checks. ZPM is about 6.7 to Campek, and then we got 30-degree glide slope. After that, 1,460 feet. Yeah, that checks. Capic. And then it's going to be a 30-degree glide slope and 4 miles to the runway. So 30-degree glide slope, we got 3, 4. They rendered it down to 4 miles to the runway there. Then our missed approach now is going to be climb to 600, intercept the 276. So it's still intercepting the same radial to Lafel or whatever it is, and we'll hold there. So back to performance. So we still, since we changed runways, we should have to. Okay, so all of that held, except this. This should be 240 at 5 knots there. The bottom is going to be of the ILS is 207. So put 207. Boom. We're going to land in config full. Auto brakes. Medium, we get a, I mean, no, we could do auto brakes though. It's a 9,700 foot runway there. So, at an airline, anything above 7,000 feet is considered standard landing assessment. That's what they would like us to do, since most of the time, actually anything above 7,700 feet considered standard landing assessment. Don't need to run the computation because we know, the airline knows that the airplane is perfectly capable of doing it, and the vast majority of weather conditions. There's other things that go along with it, but one of the criteria is greater than 7,700 feet. And St. Petersburg meets all the other criteria. So other criteria is braking action good or better, flaps through or full. V approach is less than or equal to VLS plus 10. Landing elevation is below 1,500 feet, no auto land, and we're below our max landing weight. So, and we have a headwind. Currently we have a headwind. So, that should work out perfectly fine for us there. I wonder if I did DARBs, or should I do WISPO? WIPSO. Do you think that'll work from one of the two? Or should I just go... What if I did... I don't know. Let's see. Input, arrival, and then approach vias. What does DARBs look like? Oh yeah, let's do DARBs. Alright, so let's do that. And then let's go down here and we can clear the discontinuity. Not allowed. Okay, let's clear the okay. Let's clear the manual leg then. And then the discontinuity. And then insert that. Boom. We did a thing, I think. Let's change that. We don't have to overfly it. Boop. Alright, so yeah, there we go. Made some modifications, mostly because there's no one online, so we'll just do whatever we want to do there. We definitely, I get 22.8 on board. No one's really doing anything. is there a CTAF for St. Pete? CTAF KPIE. It's 18.3. Alright, so we will pre-tune 18.3 into the radio. There we go. 18.3 is in the standby. We got 22.8. I haven't really heard anyone on board talking, so, you know, that's good. Been kind of a quiet afternoon. And now we would do an arrival briefing. So, again, we always do threat forward briefing. So what are your threats, Mr. FO? You know, you're landing south, so it could be like a dive and drive going in. Yep. We'll use the speed bricks accordingly. Let's plan on doing the Bangs 1 arrival. The Bangs 1 has a restriction of a coral that are above 8,000 with a bottom of bolts that are above 3,000. And we'll plan on doing a visual. We'll back it up with the ILS to runway 18. Both ILS push buttons are selected. We're going to use full flaps, low auto brakes. Plan on a soft go around if we need to go missed. Tower sign heading in altitude since it is a visual approach, but since we are on VETSIM with no air traffic control, we'll just plan on doing a publish miss, which is in the box and has been verified. When we do land, plan on a right-hand turnoff on Alpha 7 if we can, runway 422. If not, we'll have to roll it down to the end to Alpha 8. And we'll take Alpha back up to our gate. Any questions? No, no questions. Alrighty. Now this time would be a great time to make a PA to the passengers, thanking them for flying Allegiant Airlines, and that will be landing here momentarily. So all of that kind of happens in a short period of time. I kind of went a little bit too long there to begin my descent preparations, but I get everything done. I am back. Had a minor crisis, but crisis averted. What was the minor crisis there, Nathan? Hopefully all is okay, you know. Was the crisis your internet crashed? Because that can be that can be actually a major crisis from time to time. But welcome back. We're in the descent going down. You see all of that blue Florida coast out there. Look at that. Oh my. All good, all good. Excellent. Man, all that blue water. It's when you're flying over the middle of Florida, you can definitely see both sides, both coasts when you're flying all the way from the middle of Florida. Alright, let's get these window shades back up so we can get gain our visibility back. There we go. Excellent. And we transitioned through transition level, so 29901 was the last altimeter given, and that is 1013. That's what it is. Boom. There we go. Descent checklist. So altimeters, we got 29901, auto brake, low, prefer approach page is set, and arrival briefing, it's been reviewed. The Banks 1 arrival, visual approach, backed up with the ILS to runway 18. Status is checked. The descent checklist is complete. There we go. So all of that is done as well. We can turn those back on, have everyone sit down. as we enjoy our arrival into St. Petersburg. Oh, don't do that. Alright, there we go. We're gonna just go ahead and start up our replay here. We can go back and watch the replay. When it's all said and done. Bring the range in. We might be on the high side. Well, I don't know. We shall see. What's going on here? Okay. You know what? Let's just go direct to Zeepum after bolts. So... Z-E-P-U-M... After bolts, we'll go ahead and insert that. That will throw us off by a lot. So we'll go ahead and do that. The airplane's going to level off here as it tries to re-intercept this nav course. Got the flaps coming out. Alright, gonna go ahead and get rid of that en route music there. Excellent. And I'll bring up the sim sounds for us. Hopefully not too loud. Well, hopefully it's not drowning me out. There we go. Oh, you were right about there. So how the sounds there? Everything's looking good. We're through 10,000 feet. So ding them and back into sterile. And I like to just get all the lights back on. Single pilot. Things tend to happen a little quick when you're single pilot. So we'll do that. The next thing we can do is I'll pull our speed, and we will go into performance and activate their approach. There we go. Let's see, where are we? We're 912 feet high and correcting, so that's good. But we have a long ways down to go and not a lot of space to do it in. This is gonna get super spicy super quickly here. Alright. Things are gonna get spicy real quick. Alright, we got the speed brakes out. We're diving on down. We got Tampa right in front of us. There it is. That's the Tampa area right there. Tampa area down here. Yeah, I guess this would be what the rest of Pinellas County. I'm not too sure. And this is all St. Petersburg right here. I'll go ahead and open descent down to 3,000. Actually, we've made that one, so let's call it 2,600. There we go. So, let me go ahead and get the flight recorder replay going. Hit record. It is now recording. Excellent. So we got a replay made, engaged. Let's see. Am I gonna get it down in time? This is probably, this is probably the spiciest approach I've been on in quite some time. Hopefully replay mode saves it all. We can get some good replays out of this. Uh-oh. Don't tell me the game is crashing. There we go. Oh no, that was a weird hiccup right there. Alright, so we're 4 for 3. about to level off here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, or 36 for 26. There we go. Leveling off here at 26. Sweet deal. I don't feel nearly as rushed anymore. We're starting to slow up, and let's go. Flaps. Yep. Let's go flaps 1. No. Well, we'll hang out at green dot for a second until I see where this comes around at. We're level. Got approach armed. Second autopilot is on. Got Cat 3 dual. Low capture. Got the airport straight ahead. 15 miles ahead, there's the airport right there. Alright. This is a very nice approach into St. Petersburg here. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm essentially just going to wait until the glide slope starts moving, and then I'm going to start putting the flaps out. So we're already in managed speed. So the approach is armed, we're in managed speed, here comes the glide slope, and once I start doing this, we're going to just start slowing up real quick like. So there's 1.5 dots, flaps 1, speed verified. Glide slope capture, set the missed approach altitude. Missed approach altitude is 1,700 feet.
2,500.
1,700 feet set. Flaps 2, speed verified. What a beautiful day down there in St. Petersburg, Florida. My gosh. Alright, we're coming through. I don't know what this artifact is popping up on the screen. Alright, we're coming through 2,000, gear down. That's going to help us slow down a lot. Arm the spoilers. There we go. And I'm just letting the airplane do its thing. Everything's managed because if you hit everything just right, flaps 3, speed verified, you kind of can get everything done without having to feel rushed. And lastly, flaps full, speed verified, before landing checklist. Altimeters got 299 or 1 and 1380. Engine mode norm. Landing gear, we got down and 3 green. ECAM memo is landing no blue. Before landing checklist is complete. Alright, chat. Looks like we do have a headwind, even though it's a crosswind, still a headwind. So, I get one last view before I turn off the autopilot there. Look at that, chat. Coming in St. Pete, there's the Tampa Bay. Chat, look at that. Yeah. enough of looking at the views, chat. It's time to get to work. Autopilot's off. Don't quite have the Vassies in sight yet, but I'm gonna stay on the glide slope as best I can. Yeah.
500.
Stable. Target. Sync 7. Cleared to land. Alright, the Vassies are coming into sight now. Continuing.
Minimum. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
And we're down, chat. Got both reverses out. Deployed. Excellent. We're decelling 80. Bringing them in reverse. 60. And I'm going to roll it past. Oh, this is a closed intersection anyway. So auto brakes off. Excellent work. Chat, welcome to St. Petersburg, Florida. We'll roll it down to this next taxiway here. And then I'll make a right-hand turn off. This looks like Alpha 5. Sounds good to me. That's one of the taxiways I think we briefed, so that works. Beautiful G5 sitting on the ramp. Probably some Tampa Bay Buccaneer flying out to vacation somewhere. Alright, we're clear the runway. Flaps up. There we go. Hit the lights. And the APU. I'll turn the flight directors off. I like turning the flight directors off after we land. You gotta recycle the flight directors anyway, so there we go. Excellent. We'll make our way on to one of these gates. I'm not too sure which one. One that has a jet bridge, so we don't have to use the air stairs. How about that? And we come over here. I can end the recording. There we go. And let's see. Let's go outside. Watch your ears, chat. Watch your ears. We're about to go outside and taxi the rest of the way. I'll bring the sim volume down a little bit there, and we'll go outside. See what the gate situation looks like. Get a few of our Legion brethren down here. Yeah, they literally only have 2 jet bridges here. So, we'll take one of the 2. Not much of an option on that one, eh? Clap, 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 clap. Yeah. We can all hear the passengers clapping in the back. That's a 100% true statement right there. All pilots can hear the passengers clapping. Alrighty. We will follow this line on in. see if I can get this down. Doesn't really matter, I guess, where I park. There we go. Boop. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to St. Petersburg, Florida. So, parking brake is set. Fast seatbelt sign comes off. We're going to make sure the anti-ice is off if we have the anti-ice on. And then we're going to go engine 2 off. APU is available. I can see that right there on the ECAM. So engine 1 off. And then we're going to come up and turn off the fuel pumps. And then lastly, turn the beacon off. And let's see, we got the doors disarming. We got 4 doors disarming. There we go. And lastly, we're going to do a basic check. Make sure oil is returning to the reservoir. It is. Oil's gone back up to where it was started. So that's good. Our hydraulics, look at there, all back in the normal range. Status message, spoiler 3, our blue pump is offline. And then our doors, everything's disarmed. We got a jet bridge. Look at there. We have a jet bridge. So we'll begin deboarding. And now we'll go for the shutdown checklist. Park brake is on. It's right here. And checked. The engine masters are off. The engine mode is norm. The speed brakes are disarmed. The radar is off. Wind shear, forgot to turn that off and that off. I'm just one person, so kind of doing the captain flows, FO flows at the same time. Wind shear PWS is off. Fuel pumps are off. The slides, we have 4 disarmed. And the APU is on. Shutdown checklist is complete. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to St. Petersburg, Florida. So, what I'm going to do now is, where are we in the boarding process? Wherever it is, I'm just going to stop it, or deplaning process. Here we go. They got 88. We'll let it finish deplaning. So, we'll go outside for a wee bit. Let it finish deplaning. Let's get a deplane the deplane there. And once it's done deplaning, we'll load up the review. Take a look at it from the passenger cabin. Get a few landing replays there. A little bit long, a little bit floaty. Still figuring out the FENIX. I definitely feel like the FENIX floats a lot more than it should. But a little bit long, a little bit floaty. Otherwise, still within the touchdown zone, perfectly fine. And it was a decently long runway. So there's no worries there about having enough runway left to land. Alright, let's see. 28 people left to deplane. Once those 28 people are done, we'll go ahead and I'll reset the panel here, and we'll get started with the replay. Let's see. I'll bring the sim volume up just a little bit. There we go. Boom. How about there? I think right around here is good for the sim volume. I don't need anything there anymore. Alright, deboarding is complete. So, let's go ahead. Let's go panel states. We'll go ready, activate. Get that all ready to go. Excellent. Let's get all of this going. Make sure the gray bars are gone. Got their tail lights. Gray bars are still there. They should leave here in a second. And then what I'm gonna do is, okay, I guess they're not going away. We'll go ahead and bring the thrust up to the climb detent. Auto throttles on. And let's load the replay here. Alright, here we go. There we go. The replay is loaded in. I'm not going to bore you with all of the things. Let's see. Alright, hopefully the sound volume isn't blowing everyone's ears out. Oh, that gear sound is so convincing. Turn this one off.
One
I
thousand.
can at least do that one. Alright. We'll do this view first, chat. Come in, get a few touchdowns, a few interior touchdowns. I want to see what that touchdown looked from the outside. Hopefully not that bad. Overall, a little fluty, but within the touchdown zone. And, I mean, was it a butter? Not really, but I'll take it any day of the week. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Coming in over the bay. Alright, not the most butter of landing, but still not that bad. Still not that bad. Alright, chat. Let's run that back. Let's take another look at that again. Alright, alright. Let's see. I don't want to blow anyone's ears out. We're gonna go outside. Okay. Alright. A little firm, but I will take it. There's, oh my gosh, you can see downtown Tampa in the background there. Oh my gosh. Look at that chat. Well, chat, it's been great stream. Great having you here. I'm gonna run this back one last time. We're gonna get the GoPro shot. We are gonna get the GoPro shot while this goes. Well, chat, thanks for coming out, hanging out with me tonight. I know it's been kind of a late stream, but I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys in chat, keeping me company on the way down. Until the next time, I'm Grey Eagle.
500.
750 is descending to 14,000